Hello, my name is Lukáš Podpira and we will review a teaching game. The handicap was 50 points for black as usual. So let's take a look. So in this game, black decided to tenuki this cutting point at d14, which used to be very often used in the past. However, in these days, the cutting point is considered to be too severe. So no matter what black does, like for example this fast shimari which black did in the game, white will immediately cut no matter what. And so probably even if black just makes this exchange and then plays somewhere else, protecting the cut like this without extension is probably better than just leaving the cut and let white cut at d14. So this would be probably better for consideration. However, even if white cuts here and black knows how to continue, then it should be still kind of okay result. So black should definitely not do this attack like black did in the game, because we can see that if white extends and black connects, then basically if we switch the order of moves, then black plays here, white extends, and black plays here, and this move is clearly slow. So in this case, black would definitely go here. This is nothing special for black, but it's acceptable. But more likely, black will tenuki again, and if white plays here, then black will get another big fuseki moves, and it feels like that black's development is very fast. On the other hand, white is also very solid at the top left, so the game is definitely quite even at this point. However, this Atari is definitely a big mistake. If black knows that the continuation is here, then leaving the cut open is definitely okay. But if black plays this Atari, this is definitely not good. And this black's extension also allows white to capture the stone at c14, and actually c14 still creates some kinds of agi for this move, so it's kind of a cutting stone. So losing c14 is not so good for white. I'm sorry, so for black. And black at least could try to force this exchange, which probably white would connect solid. However, if black extends here, white doesn't even have to answer there, because white's corner became too solid, and black got 4 outside stones which are not doing much, I believe. So actually black lost quite a lot of points already in this first corner. And also black finished in gote, so white actually is allowed to occupy this huge fuseki point, which is reducing the influence of black's shimari in the bottom right. So black at least built some territory here, but it's not so big, because white can get this endgame in center, and white has also some more endgames at b11 or b10, for example. So it's not so pleasant for black. I would also recommend this move. Usually, if black plays the keima at b4, then keima is better than ogema, because ogema is leaving too many weaknesses. Keima doesn't leave any, and most likely white will anyway make this exchange. And in this case, this move is definitely at better spot than this one. So white invaded sun and black blocked from this direction. I believe that actually building something at the top is not so easy, because white has very solid corner in the top left. So probably I would block from this side. If black does something like this probably makes more sense than blocking at the top, I believe. However, it's not a big mistake. The problem is that if black decides to play this Joseki, it's locally definitely even. However, black loses center, and white gets the opportunity to play here. So that means black's influence in the top right corner is fairly reduced. So this I definitely wouldn't recommend for black. So if black wants to play like this, black probably needs to know if that the Hane at R18 exists, and then black can, for example, cut. Black can also play double Hane. These are variations which are happening often. For example, something like this. This happened in some AlphaGo games, if I remember correctly. Black can also cut here, and then this sequence can happen. This is also very usual, just like popular in these days. So black needs to know one of these variations to be able to play this Joseki, because just extend here is definitely slow, and if white gets to play here, then I think white is very happy. And of course, still the game is far from being even because 50 points is a huge handicap, but white is catching up quite fast actually. So black's Fuseki was not good this time. So black decided to reduce the chop side, which is not a bad idea. The problem is that this schema is leaving very unpleasant cutting point for later. So probably I would just turn here. Also this turn has some nice continuation to play this Atari at e15. So this would most likely force white to answer, something like this. And this would be great exchange for black, I think. So I think the turn would be better than the Keima. And this move is very slow. This move is very slow. Not only it doesn't have any continuation. Second of all, there is still this cutting point. It's not solved. And last of all, it's actually very small. I mean, playing here, it's not really important. And at least I would probably play here. But then actually, then this Kosumi looks very slow as well. So probably the best move black can do if black wants to protect the cutting point, then needs to play here. But I'm thinking that black probably shouldn't protect at all. I think probably black should enter the top side. Since white gave black the opportunity to play the continuation there, I would probably do it. And also these two stones on the fourth line are not 100% safe yet because they are close to black's wall, so white still needs to be careful about them. This peep is annoying, but black has not much else to do than answer. There is no other choice here. And white also occupies the last huge Fuseki point. Yeah, black's start in this game was not really great. So black decided that probably just defending the result will not be enough. So black decided to invade here, which is quite brave invasion. Usually in this case, black would probably try some reduction like shoulder hit. Maybe this attachment is very interesting move. This one, black is a bit in danger. So let's see what black managed to do here. Normally this counter Atari against g5 is bad, but here black probably cannot connect. It looks very unlikely that black would manage to live with those 3 stones. So that means black probably has no other choice. And actually, this result will not be that bad, let's say, for black. Because even though white got very solid Ponuki here, then actually the black separated white, and these 3 stones at the bottom are not 100% safe. So white needs to be careful, white needs to jump out, and black can get this very comfortable Atari. So I think this invasion was not a failure from black's side. So black can definitely continue. However, I probably wouldn't choose this connection. This is very slow. So if black wants to connect, then black should at least play this faster connection. And this would be fine because still black can somehow maintain some pressure on white's group because white's group at the bottom is not 100% safe. So then after black managed to make this exchange, it was not so easy for white to protect everything. Still, there is some cutting point here, for example. So still white needs to be careful about the group. So white rather decided to live directly. Just I think there is no reason for black not to play here because white would anyway make these exchanges, and then the stone at q4 is clearly better than at r4. So at this point, white's group is 100% alive, and black needs to be careful about this peep for later. So here we can also see that even if black wouldn't try to attack white's group, still this stone is just much more flexible, creates much better shape. So I would be definitely happier as black to play here. So white reduced the right side somehow, and black decided to protect, and now this peep comes. The question is if black should actually protect here, because if black jumps somehow in the center, then his group can hardly get under attack, and if white plays here, then yes, black cannot save the right side anymore. But if black would be worried about this group, then I think black can still very easily make some base like this, for example. Especially the sequence in the top right, I would like you to remember. That's a classic sequence which is happening very often, and black can get some ascendant exchanges and then jump very fast at the top. So I would definitely recommend this for black. So white plays peep, and Keima, and yeah, white is definitely getting some profit by this attack. At least it's maybe aiming for some central territory, but also reducing black's central potential. Basically, all black's potential is gone. But fortunately for black, at least the only weakness remaining for black is this one. But it's also pretty annoying one at the same time. And probably black should have protected it like this, because like this, not only black protects some points in this area, but this cut is not possible to activate anymore. And on the other hand, this move is extremely slow. I mean, it's only aiming to capture one stone, and that's definitely not enough. And even if white is allowed to play here, still white can hardly build some territory in the center, because black can jump in this direction, black can jump here, and it has also some other weaknesses like this one, for example. So it's not so white can hardly build some big territory in the center. And here very big problem comes for black. And black probably needs to sacrifice the 2 stones at the top. At least black can get some Ponuki, but white's territory at the top is becoming too big, and the game is actually already somehow becoming close. So this is another slow move from black, because if black is aiming only to capture the stone at p14, that's not enough. Still, I believe it's pretty big to play this sequence. I mean, it reduces a lot of points from white, and maybe even this stone can be cut off at some point. So white needs to be a bit careful at the top. So white tries to cut here, but this is not working. Black actually solved this well, but white actually connected this stone in center, and that's quite a lot of points. So white's aim was actually only to connect this stone in center, not much to cut black's group. That's anyway not possible. So actually, since all of the weaknesses around the board are solved, then white proceeds to play some endgame moves. And actually this endgame move is pretty big, because if white would play, for example, here, then if black plays here and white Chanukis, then actually this endgame can be very annoying for black. I'm sorry, annoying for white. So white is taking care of this corner and playing here instead. And it's good that black didn't answer and black played endgame somewhere else. This is very big move. However, I believe still this sequence is bigger than blocking at S12. But at least black played a big move. So white played this endgame, which looks like it's big, but in fact it's actually quite slow. But it's more like white is cleaning all the problems there, because it still looked like that black could maybe cut here, and white would be under some troubles in the center. So that's why I believe that playing here it's maybe slow, but it's safe at the same time, and it covers some points as well. So black plays like this and then connects, which is big, but black can do better, as we have showed here. But black has also this move. That's very interesting move, because if white counterattacks, then this cut is a problem. And white probably needs to play like this. And this would mean that black can get all of these exchanges in center, and white even needs to answer, because if white doesn't answer, then black can just kill like this and white is dead. So this would be an unsolvable problem for white. So that means white needs to answer, and black can once again jump very far. And unlike this, black can definitely get even more than by the classic move playing here. But black at least jumped in this direction. This is a very big move for sure. So this move, it's trying to create some points in the center, but usually to build some central territory in endgame is very hard, and especially here, since it's open from all the sides. So we can see that this move is clearly bigger, because black can basically get all of these endgames, and like this, black can even build some points at the top. So this can create much more points than in the game. Also later, black can get some continuation at K19, so maybe white would even consider to block here directly. However, this move is definitely better for endgame than this one. White was definitely very happy to block here. Black can't even protect so many points, and so black was trying to make the center as big as possible by playing this peep, but this peep is an overplay. This peep is an overplay, so this should have been at least Keima, but still the center is wide open. White can easily enter from this side. So black was trying to save the stone at L14, but that means the center is basically becoming almost zero. So this whole sequence in this area was not so lucky from black. As I said, black should have definitely just pushed here, focus on points, focus on endgame on the side, and don't take care about the center. And here actually black did a big mistake, and I would say this was probably black's losing move, because if black just answers like this, which is the proper answer, probably the game is still close, and maybe black is even ahead. Yeah, I don't think that white managed to catch up 50 points yet, because even though white succeeded a lot on a lot of places, and black also did some big mistakes in the first half of the game, actually in the second half of the game, except black missed this move, black is actually doing pretty well, so white didn't catch up that much. So actually this was probably the decisive mistake that the black played here, and white can cut here, and like this black lost quite a lot of points and also center. So this was probably the decisive moment. So there is some end game left. So black finally tries something at the top, but that's too late. Most likely white needs to protect if black plays here, but I don't think black can manage anything at the top. Maybe actually black lost a point here, since black is not able to activate K15 in center. I don't think this was profitable. Black probably even lost a point there. So however, overall, however, black did quite okay in the end game, but this was actually another mistake. This move is very small. Black should definitely separate here, and even though black probably cannot win anymore, still black can keep the game extremely close. So playing here is definitely much bigger than M6. Even here is fine. Or black can play, for example, like this and force white to connect here, because otherwise M2 is very severe peep. But this move is very small. Before black captured the two stones, black can definitely try to play at least a core. If black tries to play the core, white will connect, black will play somewhere else, and then black can still actually try to win this and keep center. So there is only some small endgame left from now on. And in the end, the final result is that that white wins by 6.5 points, and I think when black actually on the left side lost some points, it was maybe not 7 points, but it already reversed the game, because it already reversed the game before black was probably still narrowly ahead. So this game was a bit untypical. Normally black does really well in the first half of the game, but then black suffers in the end game in the second half. But in this game actually black did really a lot of mistakes especially already in Fuseki. Like in the top left corner there were a lot of mistakes, like what the whole action which black did there was not so great. That black also lost a lot of stones at the top, so actually white's territory in the top left quadrant was much bigger than expected. Black also didn't get enough in the top right corner many times, but overall the end game, even though I said black did big mistakes like this one or this one or this one. These were probably the only ones. Otherwise, Black's endgame was fine. Black didn't suffer that much. Also, in this game, Black didn't have any clear weak groups which would be suffering the whole game. So that's why the result in the end was close, even though Black did a lot of mistakes in the first half. So especially those you should pay attention on and learn from them. This kind of mistakes definitely shouldn't happen. So thank you for watching this review and see you next time.